100 cases of people who wandered into the wilderness but never came back. Accounts of children, people
was a coyote,
vanishing,
dog, or
seemingly
else.
swallowed up by the many endless forests across America, or even later found in ways that defy logic.
An animal.
Was it a person or an animal or?
I can't tell. All I know is that my central light came on and I just happened to glimpse and see this thing running across the yard. A good-sized man.
She described the way that the creature moved as being unnatural.
You've had problems in the neighborhood
It looked
before?
like it was
Yeah, my dog was
uncomfortable
killed here
in
just
its own
recently.
feet.
I don't know what it was. So whatever it was that was standing out there. I'm out here looking through the window now and I don't see anything.
She
I don't want to go
believed
outside.
that what she was looking at
Jesus
was
Christ,
pure
you better...
evil.
Sheriff, Tia,
Hello?
get somebody out here.
What's going on now, sir?
That son of a bitch is about 6'9".
Do you see
The
him now,
cases of
sir?
about
Yes, I'm looking
100
right
people,
at him.
at least, who claim that they've been abducted
hang
by
on.
aliens.
He's
One
right.
of Dr. Matt's
Is he in your
patients,
yard,
Linda,
sir?
Yeah,
who
he's
says
gone.
she
He's
has been
big.
Faded out,
abducted
like
since childhood.
reality. I was just
what I remember
being brought up this tunnel of light, right out of this tunnel light. Just like noticed parts of my life that I wouldn't even occur to me to remember. Then I knew that I wasn't
I
in
never
my
told
body,
anybody
that I
about
was
that, and I just buried it in the back
And so
of my
then I
mind.
came to the end of this tunnel and noticed there was a man that first starts me at first as
A
a place
mist or a fog
and I
kind
saw
of
him
moving.
to set it
The
down.
action, the
That-
motion caught my
then
eye. It
the
actually
wizard,
started
without
taking
moving his
shape,
mouth,
taking
spoke to me and
form.
said,
The
"Struggle
idea of the
reaching
Grim
out to
Reaper
die."
went through my head, cloaked figure. And as I was watching, it kept becoming more and more and more distinct to me that this was actually something with some type of presence. Like it knew I was there. And as I was watching it, it turned and looked directly at me. I felt like whatever this was angry at me. I wasn't welcome. It wanted me out. I had been face to face with a ghost or a demon, a spirit. I'm not really sure what. But this feeling of terror actually was going through me. And I really felt more that it was demonic. It was something very evil.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Real Supernatural Encounters. For my guest today, I have Brittany, and she's going to tell a few of her experiences. But before we get to those, Brittany, could you give a brief bio about yourself?
Hi, I'm Brittany. I am from Spokane, Washington. I currently live in a historic mansion in the South Hill area. And I am 26 and I work for Caterpillar. So I moved into this house. Me and my boyfriend moved into this house at the end of April of this year. It's old. It was built in 1875, I believe. And I got a really good vibe when I first moved in here. I didn't think anything of it. Like, I didn't think anything was bad or off-putting. I eventually, I want to say the first week, started to notice stuff. I noticed our TV would turn off randomly, and it's a brand new TV. We had just gotten it in January, so it shouldn't have any malfunctions or anything like that. And the channel started changing, and whenever me and my boyfriend or our friends would play the Switch, the channel would change. It was really weird. And then I remember waking up in the middle of the night and seeing the cabinets open, and I thought that was strange. I don't think our cats could have opened it, but you know, who knows? So I didn't really think much of it. And then one night we were both laying in bed and we kept hearing like banging on the walls and everything. It was really intense. It was really loud. It woke me up and I couldn't really explain that either. And then I want to say a few weeks ago is when we experienced something on our baby monitor that we've never experienced here before. We went to go put my 8-month-old son down in his crib for bed. And I went out to the living room. I checked the baby monitor to make sure he was okay. And from the left corner of the baby monitor, I noticed something was moving. I couldn't tell if it was like dust particles at first. And I just remember, no, that can't be right, because I cleaned the baby monitor that day when I was cleaning his room. And then I tried to go in there and see if there were any bugs in there, but there were no bugs. Me and my boyfriend both searched the room up and down for any like flies or anything. And then we turned the light off and we are still looking at the baby monitor. And actually before all that happened, we went into the room and his salt lamp flickered. And we both went over to the right side of the room and it was completely cold. It felt extremely chilly. And we were in the middle of a heat wave. This is like 100-degree weather. So that chill kind of was not expected. And then we look at the baby monitor again and we still see these orbs. They're just flying around his crib and they're going in his crib. They're like touching his foot and he wasn't scared or anything. I think whatever it was, he wasn't scared of at all. He seemed to be like talking to them and laughing. And then we take him out of his crib and put him in the living room and he was fine. He wasn't acting scared or anything. And then we go back to the baby monitor and we still see these orbs flying around in his room after we left. And a couple nights after this happened, it still continued. I had my baby out here in the living room with me. I turned off the lights. I looked at the monitor and they are still there, floating around in the same spot. And I decided to grab my sage and sage the room and tell whatever was there to leave. And I posted the videos on Facebook and Reddit. And one of my friends on Facebook actually dug up the history of the house, like not all of it, but in 2013, we were able to find that a man had died in the closet when the house is on fire. And that's really interesting because when we both walked into the room the other night, we both felt something just off about the closet. It felt pretty cold over there. It just felt really strange and we didn't know what it was. And then I had my friend over the day after that and she walked into the room and said the same thing, like the closet didn't feel right. So I saged the closet, I saged the room again, and ever since then, nothing's really happened. I have had paranormal experiences like this happen at my aunt's house, actually. She lives in a farmhouse that was built in the 1800s. And the lady who built it died in one of the rooms. And we were talking about it one day, and me and my aunt both heard her whimper. And it really wasn't that big of a deal. But ever since then, I've gone to that room to sleep. It is so hard. Like, I just stare at the ceiling and I'm just like, oh my gosh, there's something in here. Like, it's pretty intense. She's not like threatening or anything. But yeah, that's my paranormal experience. And for anyone out there experiencing anything scary like this or intimidating, my advice to you is to not be scared and to not be intimidated. Just be straightforward with them. And if things seem to get more aggressive, then I would definitely call for help.
Okay. Well, okay. So I guess if you're ready, I'll go ahead and ask my questions. So for my first one, you already answered it actually. You told it. You kind of covered everything, honestly. Because my next question also was, have you captured any evidence of those experiences that was happening in your son's room? And you said, yeah, and you posted to Facebook. Did you get like any bad responses or anything by people, or?
A lot of people were saying that it could have been a bug or dust particles, but like I mentioned before, I checked the room up and down to make sure there wasn't anything in there. And yeah, that's basically it. That's all people were claiming. And actually one guy was able to edit one of the pictures of his crib, and he found a face like looking down in the crib.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Do you still have these?
Yeah, I can send them to you.
Okay. Yeah. I'll have you, if you could send it to my email, I'll post it with your video so people can, check it out and look for it.
Yeah, for sure. But everybody else on Facebook was like 100% certain that they were orbs. And my mom, even, she's a skeptic. She doesn't believe in paranormal activity or anything like that. She was like, okay, that's really weird. That is super weird. I can't explain that. I'm like, I don't think anybody can.
What color were the orbs?
White.
White. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. So the monitor is like black and white, but I've seen like blue orbs before, and pictures, and I wish it was in color. I wish the camera was in color. But yeah.
What kind of camera is it?
It's a baby monitor. I can't remember what kind it is. I can look quick though, actually. I think my boyfriend has it in his room, his gaming room. Let me see. Oh, it's a VTech. Yeah, it's a VTech monitor.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. So that's all black and white then?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. So for my next question, do you think that when all these experiences was happening in your son's room, do you think this spirit was attached to the room or to your son more?
I think it was attached to the room more than to my son. I mean, I feel like it wasn't, whatever it wasn't harmful to it, because we haven't experienced anything like my son freaking out or, you know, anything harmful, like no scratches or bruises on anybody. I've been really keeping an eye out for that kind of stuff too.
Okay.
And we haven't experienced anything negative. So that's really good. I think they were just really drawn to the baby.
Okay. Did you smell anything weird?
No, we didn't smell anything weird. It just felt super cold. And like I said, that room was like really hot. Over here, we had a heat wave. It was like 100+ degrees here, and it was on a really hot night. So for it to have a cold spot in the room like that randomly is just super strange.
Yeah, I agree. Do you think that the entity is still there, or do you think that when you saged, you actually got rid of it permanently?
I'm pretty sure I got rid of it permanently because I've been checking for weeks and nothing is there. I haven't had any weird dreams. My son just doesn't seem to notice. I think he notices it, but I don't think he like really reacts to it like in a negative way. And my boyfriend really hasn't noticed anything either. So, and I was gone camping for a few days with my friend, and he's been even watching the monitor and everything, making sure that nothing was in the room. So I think it's gone for good.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I think I just got a couple more questions left. So this person that died, what year was that this person died in that house?
So it was 2013 was when he died in that closet.
That is so crazy for someone to.
Oh man, it was pretty tragic. Like I was reading the article, and the guy got stuck in the closet during the fire, and like the hangers he had in there like melted on him.
Oh man.
Yeah, I felt horrible. I was like, oh my God.
Did you ever feel any type of communication? Like, did you hear communication with any type of words or telepathic or mind speak?
So more telepathic actually. I kind of like maybe the first few days here, I felt like somebody was here. Like I visualized somebody, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I visualized like a female, and I got the name Sam. And that was another thing I should have talked about, because I looked up the name. Well, my friend on Facebook looked up the history, and I believe there was a Sam that lived here in 1935 that was like a fashion designer.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think a family lived in here too. My boyfriend also thinks that it was a family here, because there was like 4 orbs in that video that you can see.
Okay, yeah. I definitely would like to see the video and any pictures you got, so I can post them with your video and stuff. So yeah, that'd be great. Have you had any other paranormal experiences recently?
No.
Now, when you had the experiences at your aunt's house, does she still have those to this day?
Does she have what?
Still have those experiences till this day?
No.
No.
That's just that one time. It was super weird.
Okay.
But that room feels super heavy whenever because we go there for Christmas sometimes.
Yeah.
And I have to stay in that room, and I'm like, oh my God. And it's super heavy. I can't sleep. Like I'm up all night, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. Like, you know, someone's in there. Like, it feels like you're kind of being watched too.
Okay. Well, Brittany, I appreciate you for coming on and telling your experiences. Before we get off here, I'm going to go ahead and have you give any advice or closing comments that you've not mentioned to anybody that could be going through the same experiences or anything that could help them.
My advice to anybody going through anything paranormal or anything scary, my advice to you is to never be intimidated by otherworldly entities or spirits in general. Sometimes we have to remember that they were once alive too, and they were once people, and that they have lots of sadness or trauma or anger that they haven't really processed yet. So just try to be patient, try to be aware of, you know, their presence there, and just, you know, if you have to, just try to talk to them if it seems, you know, nice. But if it's demonic or evil, then you might need to call someone for sure.
I agree with you.
Yeah, that's my advice.
All right, Brittany. Well, I appreciate you for coming on. And thank you guys for watching. It's been another episode of Real Supernatural Encounters, and we'll see you guys later. See you later,
Bye.
Brittany.